In this episode, I'll share 5 practical ways to recognize and keep bad people out of your life. Each tip is backed by examples and insights to help you take control of your relationships. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's get started. Let's start with the first and most important step. Define your values and standards. Ask yourself this: what do I stand for? What kind of behavior do I expect from the people in my life? These questions might sound simple, but they're powerful. Your values act like a filter. They help you recognize the kind of people who belong in your life and the ones who don't. For example, let's say honesty is a core value for you. When someone lies or manipulates, you'll quickly feel that something doesn't align. On the other hand, if you haven't taken the time to define your values, you might overlook those red flags. Here's a personal example. A few years ago, I befriended someone who seemed fun and outgoing at first. But over time, I realized they constantly made promises they didn't keep. It started with small things, like canceling plans last minute, but eventually it escalated into much bigger issues. If I had been clear about my value of reliability from the start, I could have saved myself a lot of frustration. So, take a few minutes to write down your top 5 values. These are the qualities you want in yourself and in the people you allow into your life. Once you're clear on this, it becomes so much easier to spot when someone doesn't belong. The second way to keep bad people out of your life is to trust your intuition. Have you ever met someone and felt an uneasy vibe right away? Maybe you couldn't put your finger on it, but something about them didn't feel right. That's your intuition speaking. It's like an internal alarm system that picks up on subtle cues we might not consciously notice. The problem is, many of us tend to ignore our intuition. We brush it off as overthinking, or give people the benefit of the doubt. But here's the truth: your intuition is almost always right. I once worked with someone who was overly charming during our first meeting. They seemed too eager to impress, and something about it felt off. I ignored that feeling, and guess what? A few months later, their true colors came out. They were manipulative, and only interested in what they could gain from the relationship. If I had trusted my gut from the beginning, I could have avoided that experience. So the next time you feel that little voice in your head saying, "Something isn't right," listen to it. It's there for a reason. Now, let's talk about boundaries. Boundaries are like invisible fences that protect your time, energy, and emotions. They're crucial for keeping bad people out of your life. Bad people often test your limits. They might try to push you into doing things you're not comfortable with, or demand more of your time than you're willing to give. If you don't set boundaries, they'll continue to take advantage of you. I had a colleague who would constantly call me outside of work hours to complain about their personal life. At first, I tried to be supportive, but it started to affect my own well-being. Eventually, I had to set a boundary. I politely told them that I needed my evenings to recharge and couldn't take personal calls after work. Was it easy? No. But it was necessary. And you know what? They respected it. People often respond well when you communicate your boundaries clearly and respectfully. Think about one area of your life where you feel your boundaries are being crossed. What can you do to reclaim your space? The fourth way to stop bad people from entering your life is to surround yourself with positive, supportive individuals. When you fill your life with good people, there's less room for the bad ones. Positive people lift you up, inspire you, and respect your boundaries. They create an environment where negativity simply can't thrive. I have a close friend who's always encouraging me to pursue my goals. Whenever I talk to them, I leave the conversation feeling motivated and uplifted. Compare that to someone who constantly complains or criticizes. It's like night and day. Evaluate your current relationships. Are the people in your life helping you grow, or are they holding you back? It's not always easy to make these assessments, but it's worth it. Be selective with your energy. Your time and energy are precious resources, and not everyone deserves access to them. Think of it this way. If you had a limited amount of money, you wouldn't waste it on things that don't bring you value. The same principle applies to your energy. If someone consistently makes you feel drained, stressed, or undervalued, it's okay to distance yourself. This doesn't mean you have to cut people off completely. Sometimes it's about limiting your interactions or shifting your focus to healthier relationships.